The City Council Committee of the Whole will meet on Thursday, December 8th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. for the purpose of discussing City Council rules in person at City Council Chambers, 93 Washington Street, second floor, and via remote participation in accordance with Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. In-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, and the public may also participate, listen to, and/or view this meeting while in progress via the remote participation platform Zoom through any one of the following ways. Please click on the link found in the agenda, password 450213, or telephone 877-853-5257 or 888-475-4499, webinar ID 883-9063-9478. Every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so on matters not requiring a public hearing, we will post on the City of Salem's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. The City Council Committee of the Whole met in City Council Chambers on December 8th, 2022 at 6:20 p.m. for the purpose of discussing the matters of updates to the rules and orders. Notice of this meeting was posted on December 5th, 2022 at 2:40 p.m. Councilors absent are Councilor Dominguez and Councilor Watson-Felt. Okay, so before you, and I'm sorry for the delay, we were meeting with the city clerk up until just before this meeting. So what you have is a red line version, which does include the things that we agreed to at the last meeting, and then it also includes some wording that was asked for, although it doesn't, because we decided for two of them to just leave it as it is right now, because even the city clerk wasn't sure what a memorial was. And so since we are, if agreed to tonight, since we are going to move to Robert's Rules, we will most likely come back to this next year to remove things that are no longer necessary because they're covered in the more modern Robert's Rules. And again, you know, a lot of these council rules were written to modernize the Cushings for our use. So we can go through this. So the first page was all approved at the last meeting. The second page, we added more. I had left out a few of the standing and rising and stuff like that, so we added more seeking recognition to cover all of that, which is what we agreed to before. Let's see. Oh, yes, Council McCarthy.
Can I just ask one quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Is, with the strike-through version, is this everything we agreed to in the last meeting?
Yes.
Minus those two questions that we
Right.
had sent?
I believe so, yes. You know, we caught a few more instances of standing or rising and moved that to seeking recognition.
And we made it all gender neutral?
It's all gender neutral.
I move that we approve the document that's contained in front of us.
Council McCarthy moves to approve the edits that are in front of us, seconded by Councilor Cohen. Councilor McLean.
In support of that motion, if we can just refer to the two changes that you referenced earlier so we know those two deviations.
Yep. I was looking for them.
One was regard about the,
So one was section 32, presenting memorials.
of which none of us know.
Nobody seemed to know, and we would have to do a deep dive into Cushing's to understand what was meant by that. According to the city clerk, she thinks what this means is just the items that come before us, other papers, memorials and other papers. So all of the items that come before us, we take in order. Yeah. I'm not sure why it was called out.
Would be in better safe than sorry.
Yeah. So we're just going to leave it for now. And then moving backwards.
Was it the?
It was,
Was it under the rights of members, this section that's in blue? Page 3?
I don't think so.
No,
It
we
was
discussed that. All right.
presenting memorials, discharging orders. There were things that you had questioned, Councilor McLean. just what it means. Oh, I will point out another thing. In Section 30A, this is ordinances relative to traffic regulations to contain police traffic department recommendation. And the city clerk asked that we add the police department's recommendation should be voiced by the ward counselor on the floor. We do get in our packets the information from the police department. Sometimes they don't recommend the change, but it's put forward anyways. And it used to be that the ward counselor or whoever took up the matter specifically stated what the police department's recommendation was. She would like to see a return to that just because it does support or not support the move, and it's more, it discloses more information for the public. So that was added, again, by the city clerk. Let's see.
Can I make a friendly amendment to Councilor McCarthy's motion that we accept 30A, the police department recommendation?
Amendment made by Councilor Cohen, seconded by Councilor McLean. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you for that amendment.
It's depicted in the document, correct? Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
as noted in the document, yep. Okay. So one was Section 23, motion for commitment to move the question precludes amendments to the main. They're pretty sure that that's what it means, but they weren't sure. The other one was Section 18, that was Section 23. Section 18, committing, recommitting motions and reports. Again, we're just going to leave it for now and then take it up next year once we understand Roberts. Those were the two, Section 18 and Section 23. Councilor McLean were the ones that you wanted more specific wording on. So for now, motion to move the question precludes amendments. I will say the city clerk wasn't sure on that one. So again, she could do a deep dive into Cushing's, or we could move on with the rules on Roberts and come back and probably strike this next year. Councilor McLean.
Thank you, Chair. I think that is fine with me. I don't know what the process is for removing that since we already motioned and approved. I guess I'll make a motion to reverse the prior amendment.
So certainly for Section 18, there was no wording change there. I had just, it's in pink because I pointed it out to get them to offer wording, so that's okay. Section 23, we could strike that and just go back to what it said, motion for commitment precludes amendments to main. We could do that and strike the, move the question because they're just not sure, so.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
so Councilor McLean makes a motion to strike the noted change on Section 23 and put back in motion for commitment precludes amendments to main, seconded by Councilor McCarthy. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter carries. Thank you very much. Okay, that, to my knowledge, was the extent of the changes. Councilor McCarthy.
Just one last comment. I mean, obviously, being the OG, I mean, I will say that after 15 some odd years, I grew some fondness to Cushing's, but I realize now is the time to change, especially considering I am the oldest guy and the only one that probably tries to still stay up on them, and everyone else is looking at me like, what does that mean? So and now is the time to change them, I agree. That being said, all these amendments we made to the rules, is Roberts then are these going to be in conjunction with Roberts, or is Roberts going to override some of these if there's a difference?
So again, it would work the same, that these would override Roberts. So if we do come up with some issues as we're learning Roberts,
Okay. Fair enough.
we can make amendments. Anything else before we do a vote? Okay, so we had a motion by Councilor McCarthy to approve, seconded by Councilor Cohen. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter carries. Yes. All right. And that's it. One more motion. Thank you, everyone. But you'll get that later. Councilor McCarthy moves to adjourn. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter carries.